Hello and welcome to this episode of Monty Python Coding. Today's topic is Python type notes. That's a bit hard to read, isn't it? I shouldn't have used yellow. Never mind. This is going to be a rather quick one because I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so I'm a bit busy today, so I'm recording this at 8:30. Yeah, in the night. Yay. So, try and do this quickly. Now, Python type notes. What in the world are they? Well, basically, they're a way in the Python syntax. It's new to Python 3. Well, they've existed in Python 2, but really they're a Python 3 thing. Of saying what type a variable a function expects and what it will return. So, over to the examples. Now, over here we have the how you do it in Python 2. Which is very clunky and doesn't actually look that nice. So we have a function, it's a bit of a pointless function, but it's an example, to search for a needle in a haystack. It's not very descriptive, but, so we define here parameter needle as with a actual human readable description as the search term, and then type needle is string, and then the haystack is the string to search through, that is also a string. Then the return, it returns the offset of the needle in the haystack, and that is an integer. And it's not all that nice. This is the way PyCharm does it. MyPy, which is a Python type checker, does it in a different way, following the actual Python guidelines. This is technically correct, but there are several ways to do it in Python 2. It's a mess. We don't use it anymore. Basically, don't try do this. So let's move over to Python 3 here. So we have the same function here. Oh, that is a new thing here, but I'll get onto that. Which is, so if let's forget about that for now as well. So we have search for needle, which is defined here as a string. It's quite obvious, and haystack as a string, and it returns by using. This is not one character, this is my typeface doing it. If I were to put a space in between them, you see it's a minus, then a greater than, just a typeface joins them up. Integer. And then you just define the human readable things in here, and it works quite nicely. Now why is it saying this? Well, it's saying expected type integer got none. Well, how do we define that it might return multiple types? Well, there is the typing in Python, which has existed since Python 2, but has only really become a thing since its inclusion as a standard module in Python 3.5. So we can specify a union, which any of you who know C will be aware of. Otherwise, it's just saying that it can be any of these values, integer or none, because it might return none if it can't be found. And a nicer way to do this is simply with optional, because this is quite a common case where you want integer or none, so you just say optional, so it's like integer or whatever you pass it or none. It's a shorthand way, and Python loves its syntactical sugar, doesn't it? Another example here of multi-search to find all examples of all occurrences of a string in a string. I see you have optional here. You can also define, for example, a list, because there is no, well, without defining a list, there is no type for a list. So you simply define from the typing a list of integers, and my ID can type check that is it returns here a list of integers, because this will be an integer. If I remove the optional, it will complain because it's expecting a list of integers and it got none. Or if it returns, say, 1, it will complain because it's got an integer, not a list of integers. But if it returns a list, it's fine. Typing. Oh wow, Right, that works. To summarize, what are Python type notes? They are simply some syntactical sugar, because Python loves syntactical sugar, to define what type variables passed to functions and returned from functions will be. That's it. It's cool. You know, I don't think it does exist in other languages such as Java, but they're forced on the language because it is a statically typed language. Python is very dynamically typed, so this is just really telling you what type it should be, so you or a linter can catch an error and all of that. So, you have been watching an episode of Monty Python Coding. The topic today was Python type notes. I have had to change my schedule and I will only be publishing these on Monday, but still I will be publishing these every week, Monday on 7 o'clock GMT. If you cannot wait and would like to watch another video selected by an AI learning monkey in a box at Google, please click over here or click on my face to subscribe. And share this with your friends. I hope they will find